Hi everyone, Monique here with Little Gems Creations 1. Today we are going to be making a dragon scale dog sweater. And we're going to start that in just a moment. Hi there, Monique here with Little Gems Creations 1. Today we are making a dragon scale dog sweater. You are going to need a pair of scissors, a 5mm crochet hook, and some yarn. Ta-da! So let's get started. You're gonna start by chaining 39. Okay, so to start my chain, I cross my yarn over and I pull my yarn through. And that's my first chain. Now we're going to need 39 chains. So come back when you've got that. Okay, so I decided to change color. But I've got my 39 stitches. Now very carefully, without twisting your chain, you want to catch that first stitch that you made and do a slip stitch. Then we're going to chain up 2. And we're going to go a foundation row of half double crochet. Okay, so to do a half double crochet, you go yarn over into the stitch, grab your yarn, pull through, then you grab your yarn over and you go through all 3 loops. So let's do it again. You yarn over into the stitch, grab your yarn, pull through, yarn over all 3 loops. Okay, one more time. Yarn over into the stitch, grab your yarn, pull through, yarn over through all 3 loops. Okay, so we want 39 stitches. Meet me back when you've got it. Okay, so I've got 39 stitches. Now I'm going to go into the top of our chain 2, and I'm going to do a slip stitch to connect the row. Okay. Now I'm going to chain up 3. 1, 2, 3. In that same spot, I am going to do a double crochet. Okay, so let me show you what I did. So to do a double crochet, yarn over into this space, and this space is tricky because you just did a chain out of it. Pull your yarn through, you go through 2, and you go through 2 more. Now we're going to chain 2, 1, 2. We're going to skip 2, so 1, 2, and in the third one, we're going to put another double crochet, okay? Then we're going to chain 2, 1, 2. We're going to skip 2, 1, 2. We're going to do a double crochet, which is yarn over into that third stitch, grab your yarn, pull through, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. Now we're going to do that again in the exact same stitch. Okay, so we have 2 double crochets in 1 stitch. We're going to chain 2. We're going to skip 2. We're going to put a single double crochet. Chain 2, skip 2, 1, 2. 2 double crochets. Okay. So see the pattern we have happening now? We've got 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. Okay, we're going to do this all the way around till we meet up at the beginning. So you do that. Okay, so you should have ended off with a single double crochet. And now we're going to slip stitch into the third chain that we made in that chain 3 at the beginning. Okay. Now we're going to chain 3. Now here's where we're going to start getting tricky. We are no longer working in the top of the row. We are now working on the sides in the space that our double crochet made, okay? So we chain 3. We're going to yarn over, and around the post here, we are going to do 4 more double crochets. The chain 3 counts as 1, so we want a total of 5 double crochets around that one post. So I've got 3, it's quite thick, I'm just going to shimmy them over. 4, 5, okay. Now I'm going to chain 1. I'm going to turn my work so I'm working on this other post right here, okay. I'm going to do 5 double crochets, so yarn over into that space around the post. 1, 2, and don't worry about shimming them over. 3, 4, 5. Okay, so there is our first dragon scale. Okay, so now don't even worry about that single post. We're totally ignoring it. We're going to our next 2 posts, 2 double crochets, and we're going to start a double crochet and we're going into that first post, okay? So 1, and we're going to do 5. 2, 3, 4, 5. Chain 1. Turn your work around. Go to the other post. We're starting on the whole new post. We're going to start over. So we're going to do 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, there is our second dragon scale. Can you see how cute those are? Okay, so ignore this single one. That doesn't come into effect until next row. So yarn over into the space around the post, and we're going to do our first double crochet. Yarn over in the space around the post, through 2, through 2. And we're going to do 5 of these. So I'm at 3, 4, 5. Chain 1, turn your work. Then we're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so we've done 3 of our dragon scales. Okay, so you keep going until you reach the other side and then we'll meet back. Okay, so you should have gotten all the way around like I did. Okay, so now what we're going to do is we're going to slip stitch into that stitch for the single double crochet. We're going to chain 2. 3. Chain 3. In that same stitch, we're going to put a double crochet. Now, just like we did before, we're going to chain 2. 1, 2. Okay. Now in the space, we're going to put our single crochet. Then we're going to chain 2. Then this is where our post is. Now for me, I like to anchor this down because I don't want it to have too much movement. So yarn over, I catch this and then go through and that just anchors it down. So here we're going to have 2 double crochets, and that will be for our next row of scales, right? Chain 2, 1, 2, into the space of our scale with a single double crochet post. Chain 2, 1, 2, I catch, and I go into that, oh, but I should have put yarn over. So yarn over, catch, go in, pull through, and we're doing 2 here. So the catch doesn't do anything but just hold down those scales, okay? That's all it does. And I just prefer that because when your little puppy dog is wearing it, I don't know, I just don't like a lot of movement. I'm always worried about little feet getting caught and stuff like that if they go to scratch or whatever. Okay, chain 2, double crochet into the scale center, chain 2, we're going to do the catch and into that double crochet post stitch, and then again, because our scales are always going to overlap, okay? So our next bunch of scales is going to overlap this bunch of scales. It's going to look so cute, you're not going to believe it. Okay, so do this all the way around and meet me back. Oh yeah, just did my last post, so I'm going to do my chain 2, and then I'm going to go into that 3rd chain and do my slip stitch. I'm going to chain 3, which will count as my first double crochet, and then I'll put my next one around the post, right? Just like we did the previous row. So that would be, if we're counting the chain 3, that'll be 2. This will be 3, 4, and 5. Chain 1, turn your work around. Oops. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, skip that single post because that's just for us to do our next round. Go into the 2 double crochet, go around the post and do a double crochet 5 times. 2, 3, 4, 5, chain 1, turn your work. 1. And this pattern does use a lot of yarn, so I hope you have a big ball. 3, 4, 5. And see how our scales are starting to look there? Isn't that cute? I love it. Okay, do this all the way around, and we're gonna do this so we have 6 rows of scales. So you can just keep doing these 2 rows to create the pattern, and we're gonna do this till we have 6 rows of scales, then we'll meet back up. Okay, so I've got my 6 rows or 6 rounds of dragon scale done. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So I've connected over here, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to chain up 2. 1, 2. Now we're going to start the back of the dog sweater. So we're going to do half double crochets again. So we're going to do 19, okay? So 1, and we're just going into the chain. 2, and then 3 goes in the space, and then the chain. 4, 5, 6 goes into the post. 6 goes into the post, so we want to catch these scales. Oops. Yarn over, catch the scales, go into the post. So this is 6. 7, 8, 9 goes into the center. Are we at 9? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yeah. 10 goes into the chain. 10, 11, and then 12. We're catching those and we're going into the post. What was I at? Sorry. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 13 goes into the chain. 13, 14, 15 goes into the space. 15, 16, 17, 18 catches the scales and goes into the post. 18, and then 19. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. Chain up 2. So that counts as 1 row of half double crochet. We're going to do a total of 6, and we're just going along these stitches. So we're going back and forth. So we're chaining up 2, turning our work, and now we're just going to do 19 half double crochets along. Okay, so that was the hardest part, was figuring out our stitches on the chains and the spaces and catching the scales. So we're going to do this for 6 rows. So we're on row 2, and there should be 19 stitches in the row. Okay, so you do this until you've got 6 rows, and then we'll come and meet back. Okay, so I'm back. I've done my 6 rows, so we've got the starting one, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Now, I want you to cut your yarn. I want you to very gently take the tail and just pull your loop to so that your work does not unravel. We are not pulling this tightly because we're going to have to pick this out later. Now, go back to where you started, and we are going to pick up 20 stitches and do them half double crochet again. Okay, so okay. So I'm going to put it in there, grab my yarn, pull it through, and I'm going to chain up 2. 1, 2. So we're going to want 20 stitches, okay? And these are half double crochets. So we're going to go in the center, and this will be 1. Then we should be able to get 2 off the back chain. 2 and 3. Now we're catching our scales as well as the stitch for our post. Whoops, yarn over, don't forget the yarn over. Okay, and we're gonna pull that through. That should be 4. Then we're gonna do our chains in the back. 5 and 6 into the space for 7. 2 chains. 8, 9, catching the scales and that stitch over the post. 10, 2 at the back. This is the hardest row, guys. 11, 12 into the space is 13. 14 in a chain, 15 in a chain, catching the scales and that stitch over that double crochet post. 16, I think. Hold on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. 17 on a chain, 17, 18 on a chain, 19 in the space, and 20 on the chain. We did it. Okay. Now, this is where we're going to decrease for the legs. So we're going to chain up 2. We got to make sure we have 20, right? So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Okay, we have 20. We're golden. Okay, so chain up 2. Turn your work. Now, we're going to do our first decrease. We're going to go yarn over into the stitch. Pull your yarn through. Now, you have 3 loops on your crochet hook. We're going to yarn over, go into the next stitch, pull your yarn through. We have 5 stitches. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Sorry, 5 loops. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We're going to pull our yarn through all 5, and that made 1 stitch, okay? So this row, we're going to end up with 18 half double crochets. So that counts as 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. So this 17, and then we're going to do our decrease to make it 18. So we're going to go in here, yarn up, yarn over into that very last stitch just before our chain. Okay, yarn through, we're going to pull through all 3 stitches. That was our 18th stitch. Now we're going to chain 2, and this is going to be our row for 16. So like the other one, we're going to decrease. So go in, we've got 3 loops, yarn over, go into the next stitch, pull through. We've got 5 loops. We're pulling through all 5 loops to make 1 stitch. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Okay, so this is our 16. So we yarn over in the stitch, pull through, yarn over into that last stitch, pull through, 5 loops on your crochet hook, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, yarn over, pull through all 5. That was our row with 16. We're going to keep decreasing at each end until we're down to 10. You do that and come back to me. Okay, so I'm at the end. I've got down to 10. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to attach this piece to this piece, going into that chain. I am going to go in there and I'm going to slip stitch to attach. Okay, and then I'm leaving a long loop. Now I'm going back to where we left this very loose knot and I'm going to pick it apart. I'm going to take that and I am going to go into this chain on this side. This chain on this side, and using my tail, I'm just going to do a slip stitch and then I'm going to pull tight now. Tight knot. Okay, so now what we have done is we have made the leg holes of our dog sweater. So I'm going back to my loop. Now we're going to continue with our scale. So we're going to go 1, 2, 3. We're going to put another double crochet in the same spot. We are going to chain 2, 2. We're going to skip 2, 1, 2. Put just a post, a double crochet. Then we're going to chain 2, 1, 2. Then we're going to skip 2, 1, 2. And then we're putting 2 double crochets in this spot. 1, 2. Then we're going to chain 2, skip 2, 1, 2, put in a post. Chain 2, 1, 2, skip 2. So we've got 1, 2. So that means we're doing our 2 right here. Then we chain 2, 1, 2, skip 2, 1, 2, then we're just doing a post. Chain 2, skip 2, and put another one. So 2 double crochets in that one stitch. Chain 2, skip 2, 1, 2, just a post, chain 2, skip 2, 1, 2, chain 2, skip 2, 1, 2, just a post. Okay, now I have 3 here, but I'm just going to chain 2 and attach. Okay, even though I have 3, because it's just a wonky number, but we're just going to make it work, okay? Chain up, 1, 2, 3, and then we're going to do our 5, remember? So that counts as 2 now. The chain 3 counts as 1, and then we're doing double crochet along the post. 4 and 5. Chain 1 and turn your work. Do your 5 on the other side. 1, 2, then go to the next one, and then there is our first scale for the collar. Now we're going to do 3 rows of this, and then we're going to meet back. Okay, so I'm on my last where I would slip stitch into this post, but I'm going to catch the chain from the very first dragon scale I did, and I'm going to pull them all together, okay, with a slip stitch. Cut my yarn and pull tight. And there you go. We have got our dog sweater. So there's the legs, the leg holes, and the collar, and the dragon scales. So just so you know, this is probably one of my hardest dog sweaters. So if you can do this, you can do any of my other dog sweater tutorials. Now remember, this is an extra small. And at this point, I'm simply going to take my darning needle and I am going to hide my threads. So if you're new to crochet, you can just get a darning needle at any craft store or even department store. And all I do when I do my is I go in the yarn on the inside, and I always back stitch. So if I go 2 stitches forward, I go 1 stitch back to start my next. And that's called back stitching. And I just go for a few. I don't put knots. I just do this back stitching, and I go until I run out of yarn, and then I cut. We should have, let's turn it inside out. We should have 1 at the arm, at the beginning of the arm. So we just pull it tight and then go through the stitches. Again, like I said, I back stitch, hope you can see what I'm doing. And I just do that for a bit. I don't do any knots. And then I snip. We all have one at the top of one of the arms. And the reason I do these sweaters the way I do, where I, I don't do tight knots like at that one section, is so that I don't have so many threads to hide, because if you're anything like me, you hate hiding the threads. So there we go, I'm back stitching all over the place. Change directions if you want, whatever floats your boat. Oh, and just don't forget, if you like this video, hit the like button and subscribe. And leave a comment if you have questions, if you'd like me to try a different kind of stitch but make it into a dog sweater. I'm totally game to give that a go. I saw dragon scales. People were using them for bags. And I was like, gosh, wouldn't that look cute on a dog sweater? And then I made one, and be darned if a lady didn't buy it for her pig. Her little pet pot-belly pig. It was absolutely adorable. If you watch some of my other videos, I'm sure you'll see it in one of the collection videos of dog sweaters, cat sweaters. I think it's even called cat, dog, and pig sweaters. And there we go. In the time we had our little conversation, I was able to hide all the threads. And that's how you make a dragon scale, extra small dog sweater. Thanks so much for watching. Have a great day. Bye now.